joined by Renu Dalal. Of course, she is daughter of late Tarla Dalal, whose movie, Tarla is out today. But she herself is a very, accomplished cook. She has written lots of books of her own. She has shows that she has, she has her own YouTube channel. She has innovated and invented a modern style of cooking and, combines flavors from around the world. She has authored and published 3 cooking recipe books with recipes for both children and adults. Welcome, Huma. Welcome, Rick. So we'll begin with the panel. I hope all of you have settled down. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. We just started the panel and I hope all of you are comfortable. Thank you so much for coming today. So let's begin with the first question. And first of all, Huma, congratulations on Tarla. Another fabulous movie from you. And it's truly inspiring. Most of a housewife, a mom, most Indian women find themselves struggling to not only accomplish their day-to-day tasks, but to have an identity of their own. So Tarla, in a way, is like finding your true calling of life. Come what may. And I think all of us might have experienced it in life. So how was it, working in that movie and being Tarla on screen?
First of all, thank you so much. I get very embarrassed with all these like long, I don't know, praise valley introductions, but really appreciate it. Yeah, the thing is, in life, I'm only interested in playing living, breathing, three-dimensional female characters. I feel like, unfortunately, in the past, and we all have to take responsibility for it as movies, we don't write very good parts for women. They're always like an accessory to the hero's journey. Oh, hero जाके दुनिया बचाएगा and this is a good supportive wife. Hero जाके ये करेगा and for 2 scenes in a song the woman is going to be there and she will be his support system, which is great because ultimately I feel like we all should be support systems to each other. But what about us being the heroes of our life? What? I have never met a woman in my life, by the way, who's not a strong woman. And they might not be loud about it or aggressive about it, but they're all strong. And I've been raised by some very strong women, my mother and many of my aunts and all of them who have been really, really strong. So for me, I'm like, but why are we not representing this complexity of what it is to be a woman on screen? Strong, flawed, loving, feminine, aggressive, soft, gentle, all these things. All of us are those things, but why am I not seeing that on the screen? So my journey as an actor and as an artist has always been like finding those roles for myself where I'm able to do that. It doesn't matter length of character, it doesn't matter now I'm getting to do films like that now where I'm carrying the responsibility of that on my shoulders, but throughout my career I've always wanted to play real living, breathing characters, which I've seen around me. And so when this opportunity came to me, and I remember I done a show called Maharani. You guys seen Maharani? So I did this show called Maharani, and when season 1 happened, I get a call from Nitish Tiwari and Ashwini Tiwari, and they said, we love the show. And they called me the 3rd day of the show releasing, saying we've binge watched it, we love it, and we were returning producers, and we want to offer you this film. And I was like, wow. And of course, then I got to know that Lawrence Shumala is also a producer, and then Zee came on board later, and I felt so happy that this story, and of course I knew about Tarla Dalal, I've grown up with her cookbooks lying around the house and everything, but even I did not know the whole journey and what it really meant to be like a female entrepreneur back in the day. And women like her, they really paved the way for all of us. For somebody like me to go out there and just pursue her dreams and be like, it's okay. You don't have to be apologetic about being successful. You don't have to earn lesser than the guy. You don't become a bad mother just because you have dreams of your own. And I'm like, these are the women we need to celebrate because they really laid the foundation of things and things that we all are benefiting from today. So yeah.
I totally agree with the fact that every woman around us, has some kind of a story. You just need to hear it. And for me, also surrounded by so many women and so many powerful stories, and without anybody knowing about them, And it's so amazing. And for you, Renu, growing up with a mom who was so accomplished, and then finding your own niche. How was it for you? You might have also struggled, sometimes. And what is it that I want to do? And can I do it or not? So how did you deal with that?
Well, growing up with mom, first of all, I think this is the most fabulous atmosphere. Mother making all his dishes, her cooking classes, waiting list for cooking classes. We used to pick up the phone, we used to have a waiting list, write it down, encouraging a woman to work, encouraging her to come forward, helping her in so many things. That makes so much of a difference when you have a family support. It does make a difference.
Absolutely, it does make, a difference, when you have men supporting you. In fact, daughters also supporting you. Your kids support you more, I feel, because I have a daughter and she's like, when I'm not doing something, when I don't say, Mama, you can do it. Why are you worrying about it? Like that. So it's just so amazing that you're surrounded by this whole, team that's pushing you and wanting you to do well. It's one thing watching the movie and the trailer, but I'm sure you must have come across many scenes and many, situations in the movie when you might have felt, which were like very challenging or overwhelming. Would you like to talk about that?
Where do I even start? देखो मैं दिल्ली से हूँ guys. यहाँ पे कोई दिल्ली से है? हाँ. तो मैं North Indian हूँ. I'm a Muslim girl. We grew up in a colony of Punjabis. My आत्मा is Punjabi. तो मुझे बोला गया कि तरला दलाल प्ले करना है. मैंने कहा कैसे मगर मतलब I don't look like your mom. I'm so much taller. She was so petite and face was different and all of that. And also she had such an endearing, beautiful way of talking. Which is so like homely and like lady next door. But at the same time, and she had a particular. And what I loved about her actually is that when she was even talking to her crowd, she didn't talk like a presenter. She just spoke how she would talk like normally. And that is what made her like so special, right? तो मैंने कहा ये तो special तो है, but अपनी बात लग जाएगी अब. इसको acting कैसे करनी है? So then of course I had great help from Qureshi, my director, and who by the way is an amazing guy. His first film, he's been working as a writer on Chichori, Dangal, all these wonderful films, and he's co-written this film with Gautam and directed this film, his first film. So but he was very clear that we did not want to do a caricature. What happens normally, especially with Gujarati as a language, right? Like when you try and put in a few words, it's pretty easy for you to become like a caricature-ish representation of that. But we have to make it real, we have to make it authentic. Now that's a bigger challenge. So we had this wonderful girl called Nita, who I think 50% of what I've done is because of her genius. Because she told me something. She's like, Tarla ji was Gujarati, but like because she grew up amongst Marathis, she had a very Marathi-esque way of talking. But yeah, correct. Yeah. And I was like, well, this is interesting. हमने उनके सारे पुराने interviews देखे, उनके shows देखे, and you wouldn't believe it. We actually made like a list of words and how she said them. Yeah. So we did like a whole glossary, like almost like a dictionary to refer to, and then I realized she used her hands a lot. And my mother also did that a lot. And I realized a lot, like because there's so much going on now. You're doing something, you're giving instructions, you're also cooking. So your mind, because women are so used to multitasking, so sometimes वो audio video match नहीं होता है. If you know what I mean. तो उनका वैसा था. So I was like, if I can catch on to this energy, which is a very bubbly-esque energy, which is also like a woman who has so many things that she set out to do. Like if I catch this correctly, then we are home. And I think that was the hardest part. But like I said, we had like a good 2-3 weeks of prep, just reading the script, just trying to understand it, trying to make it really real. I'm sure we did take a few creative liberties, as you know, but I think it was just because we're making a film, a 2 घंटे की picture, and इंसान का पूरा जीवन है, so how do you condense it into that? So sometimes you use like these devices to take the story forward. And you drink a time नहीं अभी, just still 2 hours for it. Okay, चल, it's Coke Zero guys. Later. Thanks.
Yeah, so I also
made this Bombay candy. I love the food here, so it's not wrong, right? Is it too early to have a drink?
I think all of us need a drink right now because we all are moms and women, like dealing with so many responsibilities, you hardly get time to take a break, right? So we can, indulge in whatever you want. Talking about, Tarla, and my adventure with cooking started because एक बार आप माँ बनते हो ना, उसके पहले तो मंडा पराठा भुजी कुछ भी खा लो, गुजारा चल जाता है. पर एक बार आप माँ बनते हो ना, तब आपको रियलाइज होता है कि shit, nutrition, protein, ये कैसे बनाओ? That's when I, came across Tarla Dalal, and I used to watch her videos first because she was so funny and so engaging. Then I used to note down the recipe. अच्छा ऐसे. So it was, I can totally relate to the fact.
मैंने पहली बार लाइफ में पिज़्ज़ा खाया, वो Tarla Dalal रेसिपी. पहली बार हमारे घर में चाइनीज बना, वो Tarla Dalal रेसिपी. मॉम को डाइटिंग करनी होती तो नो ऑयल कुकिंग, शी यूज्ड टू हैव दिस थिंग ना, या zero oil. That was whatever. First time pasta bana ghar mein, desi style. That was
even recipes for kids and babies, for first food for babies, like that. That's what I saw. So, coming back to the serious part of it, Renu ji, आप एक business owner हैं अपने आप. And women are always questioned about the choices that they make. Were you ever questioned for the choices that you are making, and how did you deal with that?
Never. You see, my parents in the movie also most progressive. My mother was way ahead of her times, and my dad was so supportive. So I had very progressive parents.
so very well, guys. Moral of the story.
That's true. Very progressive. It's very progressive parents. They let you be, let you find your own calling. So as she puts it that way, we had a business and I took a corporate career. Though I did cook with my mom when I was young. I took a class when I was young. I was all over food. It's a part of our house. Food was all over the house. But I chose a corporate career. So when did I switch into cooking? Because the call came from within. She was no more, and I wanted something very interesting. So I could know this. Like my dad used to maintain a notebook and write who would come and what would we eat, the person eat. So menus were never repeated in the household. So if you came to eat, you would eat something new. Like you look forward to, what is she making? How would you keep on creating, no? Because you can't repeat.
That's insane.
That's really
And what a way to motivate someone, right?
That's
Like,
what motivate.
you can't make this again.
No, you can't. My dad, even my husband took one. So when my mom was no more, I started going out thinking how do I write, and then I used to like something and write my own recipe, Excel spreadsheet. I kept on trying out new recipes, and then there was no looking back. I released my first cookbook later, a couple of years later, and I've never looked back. I released on her birthday as a tribute to her. So in my cooking, in my recipes, in my book, I always tribute to my mom. Like what she has taught me so many years back. I can pull back in a second. How to serve, how to treat guests, how to make it interesting. It's not only for your friends and family, even for your husband and kids, means for your family who lives with you, whether your stuff. Everybody wants something new on the table. Do you agree with me, guys?
Absolutely.
So something new was also provided by Tarla, always. And I also try to provide them in my books and the way I write my books.
But this reminds me of something. So, my father also runs a restaurant.
Yes, you do. Yes.
And my dad started his career at the same time your mom did.
Really?
So, 74 Tarla ma'am had her first cookbook.
Yes.
1977 my dad started Salim in Delhi.
Really?
So, कल हम लोग एक interview कर रहे थे. My PR is there, he'll remember. And they said we want to interview you with your dad. And of course, my dad's cooking is completely opposite to your mom's cooking. This is hardcore, non-vegetarian, nihari, keema, kaleji, that kind of vibe, right? But the ethos is so similar because in the interview he said something and he was like, it doesn't matter. Of course it matters what you serve, but how you serve and how you make your guests feel. ऐसा उन्होंने उर्दू में बोला था, बड़े अच्छे बड़े उर्दू के वर्ड यूज़ किए थे, मैं तो भूल भी गई हूँ क्या बोला था. But he has a way of, a style of talking, and he said how you treat your guests and how you make them feel, they'll never forget that. So it's about the whole experience, right? When you invite someone to your place.
What Huma is saying is exactly right. Like how to make people feel. Like when you make that special effort, it is visible. It's visible to everyone. They feel very special. And sometimes the dishes on the table become a conversation piece. Have you noticed that? We're talking about one dish all the time.
अभी दुनिया का बेस्ट खाना बना लो बोले खा ले तो मजा नहीं आएगा ना चल पूछ so you won't get the same vibe but it's about how you make someone feel this actually has been made for you. This is something that you like. Maybe there's a particular flavor that you like. Maybe you enjoy coconut milk. Maybe you don't eat fish. Maybe it's just about somebody paying that little attention to what you really like. That makes all the difference.
Like my mom also, like somebody was diabetic, she would make a diabetic sweet. So that person made it special. Like Tarla's caring when I come, and the food is always, as she would say, you have to look at who you call or who are you dealing with. You may like traditional food, Western, Italian. She will make the food exactly what she thinks the crowd will like, whoever is coming will like. I think that makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And
do you agree? No, that's fine.
so, because my job is to ask questions, so I need to interrupt you.
I'm so
sorry.
आप भी तो आए हो आज
तो बात करें तो प्रेजेंटेशन की. देखो कभी कभी ऐसा भी होती है, ऐसे भी कुछ माएँ होती हैं. तो माय डॉटर लव्स बूंदी रायता बाय द वे, एंड आई एम नॉट अ वेरी गुड कुक बट आई मेक बूंदी रायता फॉर अ मील एवरी टाइम.
What is Petu with the bundi on top? I mean, your poor daughter, she realized later, Bobby was scamming me all
So
along.
what she has written, what is the best food your mother makes in a school book? She's written boondi raita.
That's a good one.
And I was like, okay, chalo, she remembers that my mother makes boondi raita. But I presented it well with a lot of, bhuna bhajiya and dhania on top.
I just not thinking that if बूंदी डाल दिया वो खुश हो रही है. Hi, mama so crunchy. बेटा mama's not done anything.
So coming back to the movie, and while we'd really love to talk more about the movie and food and presentation, but Tarla was also an example of how you can achieve your dreams, and there is no age to do what you desire, your passions. There is no age actually, and no kind of boundary or restrictions. If you want to do something and if your heart is in it, you can achieve it. So what do you feel? What do you feel about that, Huma?
Oh, are we talking about ageism, huh? है ना? We all have felt it, right?
Yeah.
हाँ, मतलब I think लड़की पैदा होती है तो उसको बूढ़ा फील करा देते हैं कि तुम्हारी उम्र निकली जा रही है. I don't understand this. Like अभी शादी कर लो, अभी ये कर लो, अभी वो कर लो. It's almost as if, and I've said this in an interview and it got a lot of laughs, so I'll repeat the joke. I said हम लोग कोई फ्रूट थोड़ी है कि सड़ जाएंगे या बासी हो जाएंगे. इसकी expiry date होती है. You're a person, and like most things, you get better with age. You get smarter. In my 30s today, I feel phenomenal. I mean, honestly, my teen years or even my 20s, I was a mess. I was just like all over the place, insecure, trying to find my own feet. But as I'm growing older, I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. You come from a place of so much power. You know what you want, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, including toxic boyfriends. But I feel like, some popular culture is not doing us a good service of actually making us feel that only as long as you're young and fair and petite, then you are of value. But after a certain thing, you're of no value. No, I don't think so. Which is why it's so important for all of us to just to go out there and, reclaim our narrative and do it sexily while we're doing it.
Absolutely, for us, moms, and there's so many moms here also today. But I totally relate to the fact कि अभी माँ बन गए हो, अभी क्या ही कर लोगे, अभी बच्चा 10 साल का हो गया भी क्या, तो I also get a lot of these questions.
एक और बात बताती हूँ, तो the other problem is also in filming. Now that, like, for example, in Maharani, I played 3 बच्चों की माँ. So सब मेरे को डराया कि अरे तुम्हारा करियर खत्म हो जाएगा 3 बच्चों की माँ, मतलब it's almost like a slur, right? कि as if अब तो तुम्हारा हो गया. Then Tarla also, actually I did the film because उसमें 3 बच्चे थे. 3 kids are lucky for me. Either don't have any or have 3, man. That's what I say. Go big or go home. So, but it's a thing, like, as an actress, why should I feel conscious about the fact
10 years down the line, Huma will have 3 kids.
Who knows, man? But I'm saying, but why this whole thing? As if you played a mother, like, I just did a film called Monica, in which I played like a femme fatale, and I played Maharani, I played Tarla, I played Double XL. You just have to play characters, and nobody should tell you that you can't play something because it will age you, or because it will put you in a certain bracket, and we have to have those conversations at homes as well. It's okay. If you're 30 and you're not married, it's totally fine. आपकी life complete, मतलब कोई इंसान नहीं करता. Would you rather be independent, doing well, or just be stuck in a bad marriage just because somebody told you this was the right time to do it, right? And that's the important thing. It's great being married, it's great being a mom, but it's about choice, right? About what you want to do when you are ready for it.
Absolutely, और जो मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ, finding that woman in that mom. हम लोग सब भूल जाते हैं ना. Every woman wants something, It's not about earning money or having a big name or fame. It's about doing something that you like. आपको क्या लगता है रेनू जी? जब ये बोलते हैं कि ये एज पे ही हो सकता है, अब नहीं हो सकता. What do you want to say about that?
I think everyone goes to the movie Tarla. You go in any age, you can succeed. You can find your calling and go ahead and make it. Like Huma showing mother of 3 children, my mother of 3 children, and she still, her books, her classes were legendary. Even today, you get these comments that we love her, we feel we know her. Our whole kitchen, our whole cooking class, 120 cookbooks. So I think.
And she started a career after her 3 children. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she was like all the books and all the yeah, the cooking classes, the books, the whole. As you said, my dad was non-veg, conversion, yes. My dad, and then she was a vegetarian. Bought from a Gujarati Vaishnav family vegetarian. All her children are vegetarian, right? So the whole thing is my dad used to eat meat outside. No. She didn't want that.
You देख रहे हो कितना था, हाँ?
She didn't want that. So I think yes, as women, age is not an issue. You have to do your calling. I feel like Huma loves what she's doing. She's an actress, right? Huma, don't you love what you're doing? I also love my books and my cooking. I love going to work. I love to cook. So it has to come from within. If you like what you're doing, you will succeed at some point. Keep on trying, as the movie says. Yeah? Keep on trying, then you'll get there. It's not easy. Even to write one book is not easy. How they show it very fast. But my dad editing, the photographs, the way it comes across, you as a reader, do you like it? Would you make it? Is it easy for you to make? A lot of hard work goes into whatever everyone does, right? So we all put in effort, but then the result is with everyone else. But I think go on trying. Age is not a number. Go there and you will succeed.
Absolutely, there is no age for success, and success does not know age, name, fame. Anybody can succeed if you have your heart out there in it. Coming back to the fun part of the movie, Huma, इतने सारे हम देख रहे हैं recipes, that song. I was talking about the song. Papa wala, papa wala. You're cooking so many dishes there. और मुझे तो sets में वो खाते थे कि पहले shoot करते थे, क्या होता था?
यार बहुत खाया इस फिल्म में, बहुत पकाया भी, but after a point there's so much food आपकी भूख मर जाती है. So I was like constantly doing that, but that particular song was so much fun because I think शालिब ने कम से कम 12-13 प्लेट तो खा लिया. 14 he said, 14 plates he had of that ragda patties. So and the mutton eating thing, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a moment which is one of my favorite funniest moments in the film where he's eating something and the way he's going at it, it's quite funny. So I think that day again and it was 7-8 plates of that dish he ate, and then we ran out of it, and then there was a thing getting और मंगाओ और खाना है, and it was just before lunch. Everyone like said जल्दी करो ना, हमें भी भूख लग रही है आपको देख के.
Qureshi, आपके लिए revisiting the whole the recipes that your moms would create. What were your favorite recipes that she made, or anything that you loved especially when she made food? My daughter loves bundi.
Well, I loved a lot of her recipes, but my favorite was baked Alaska. It was a cake with ice cream and meringue on top. Oh, I loved that. That was my favorite. And the song "Well Papa, Why, I think is really doing well because even on social media pages got lots of likes and views. And it just showed one way the perfection you go around food. They showed it in a very nice way. Like the whole kids and family are after, the mother to correct the recipe, but that's how perfect you have to be when you write and when you create. The taste in food has to be paramount. You make it, it has to taste fab. You must be like, oh wow, what am I eating? I think that's very important. So sometimes to perfect it, you do go on and on. They show it in the movie. Yes.
Great, yeah. So, talking about the movie, talking about Tarla, women, and supporting each other, that sisterhood that a woman community or women have with each other, it's just so unbelievable. So, what do you feel about the fact that women can be each other's biggest cheerleaders? Because lots of things have been said about a woman, एक औरत की दुश्मन होती है, like that. What do you have to say about that?
एक औरत की दुश्मन ना जिसने बनाई है ना, उसको मैं पीटना चाहती हूँ personally. मतलब, I'm sure all of you will agree. Some of my best relationships in my life are my girlfriends. Are my aunts, my mom. Because they sometimes, the way they support you and protect you. In a competitive world, of course we compete with each other. You compete with men too. Men also compete with each other, but nobody's saying, hey, मर्द ही मर्द का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन होता है. And of course, that's called like bro code, or it's just called having like a killer attitude or a competitive edge. But if औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन होती है, no. Actually, if we end up supporting each other, there is no stopping us. Some of the best relationships in my life, professional and personal, have been with women. And if you really look within all of you all, you will agree. So whenever next time someone says that, say, "Oi, chup kar."
Absolutely agree. Renu ji, आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे? Women supporting each other and being there for each other.
I think yes, of course, your family, your mother, sisters, friends. I mean, they all do support you. I think it's the way you are with people also. It's a lot the way you come across with people also, when they support you. I think women can be phenomenal support to each other, and I think I don't think it's right that you have to be an enemy, you have to compete. As she puts it, you can compete with anybody. But bring out the best in you, and I think if you're good with somebody will be good back with you.
Absolutely, and you all are proof here today that women show up for each other. Come rain, come sunshine. Boy winner, distance इतना matter करता है, rain उससे भी ज़्यादा matter करता है. But you guys have come today to be here with all of us. Thank you so much for being here. Now I would like to take any questions from the audience, if anybody would want to ask questions. So I want to know, Huma.
आप बड़े सोने लग रहे हो. आप बड़े सोने लग रहे हो.
Thank you.
You understand Punjabi?
Don't ask my age.
I'm not. But आप बड़े सोने लग रहे हो.
Thank you, Ji. So I wanted to ask you, were there any funny anecdotes on the set? I know you spoke about the 14 plates because I'm a big fan of Shadib, and I want to know
How was it working with Sharif Hashmi? Because he's one of my favorites and I follow him like crazy.
No, I told Sharif, this is possibly one of his breakout roles, as a leading man, and I'm so happy for him, and he really deserves it. तो मैंने बोला देख शारिफ जो भी छोटे हाइट का हीरो के साथ काम करता है वो बहुत आगे जाता है देख नवाज को ही देख ली तो तेरा बड़ा bright future है. No, he has become a very very dear friend, and I'm so proud of him. And we were just there for an event, and we were hugging each other, saying I'm so happy. People are saying your chemistry is great. I mean, if you ask me, perhaps he was not the natural choice for this film, but he has walked into the room and Piyush, the director, was there. I was there, and he has done his lines with me, and he just wowed us. And we were just like, we have to cast him because he's the best guy for the job. And I really feel very happy when talented people succeed in life, and they do well. So I'm right now also a big fan like you and a big cheerleader for Sharif. Funny incident actually happened on set with him. So I get these dentures in the film. I mean, the only reason why we did that because my face and Tarla's face was slightly different. So we came up with this idea that I was wearing two pieces. Like one was here just to make this part of my face to look more heart shaped like hers. And her front two teeth was slightly bigger than mine, so because it's filmy, exaggerated a little bit, and we put those two things. वो बड़े uncomfortable होते हैं यार. मतलब कभी होठ चिपक जाते हैं, कभी दांत चिपक जाते हैं, कभी गिर जाते हैं, बोलने में तकलीफ होती है. So I have to keep taking it out periodically. तो एक दिन हम लोग वो क्लाइमेक्स शूट कर रहे थे, उनका छत and dirty, there's मिट्टी whatever. और मैंने कुछ बात करते वो ऐसे मेरे डेंचर्स गिर गए. और वो गिरे तो शारिफ like a gentleman has gone. मैंने कहा नहीं, हाथ मत लगाना. So and I picked it up, now it's covered in मिट्टी. तो I'm like, मैंने बोला अपनी टीम को देखी कि जाओ दूसरा ले आओ another piece. नहीं मैम वो तो वैन में है और वैन ना 20 मिनट दूर खड़ी है. ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, मैंने लाओ फिर पानी दो. तो मैं ऐसे धोए और उसे कटोरी में मिट्टी और सारे ADs ना ऐसे देख रहे हैं. And then I put it on and they all have gone collectively. Yuck. And I'm like, ओए इसी बात के वजह से लेती हूँ ठीक है ना. I didn't know what else to say because now I have to be a professional and whatever. So things like that one has to do for the job.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And हमको लगता है बहुत ग्लैमरस लाइफ है. देखो सच ये होता है.
मिट्टी खानी पड़ती है जो फूड फिल्म में भी मिट्टी खिला रहे हैं मुझे.
Anybody else?
Hi Huma, I loved you in the trailer.
Thank you.
This question is for Reenu.
Sorry, yeah.
This question is for Reenu. As you said that your dad supported your mom and because of that everything went well. Had your dad not supported, what would be the story like? And even I want a comment from you.
Well, I think, for anyone to actually come out, she needed the support. As you say, women that day was really not working. It's not those times like today when you go and see women are working, they're going to earn money, right? They have careers. That time, okay, get married. Shadi kar do, whatever, and then you be a good housewife, you go well. So I think very important for my dad. I think there would be no Tarla without that. He got her to a certain level and then she flew. But to get her to that level means the support. Like they show him typing, he used to cycle recipes, he used to correct, he used to be so perfect. As he used to write book, I used to write a little book and say, keep on creating new now, So that motivation came from the family, And plus, of course, the children loved watching it, but she got the full family support. And most important, Alan support, because we were too small to give more than we love you and, we love your food. I mean, that's what we tell your mom, right? And that's from a young age. But I think, honestly, Nalin got Tarla to some level and then she flew.
No, what if
I want to answer that, yeah. So, as a woman or as any individual, nobody needs anybody's permission to do anything. Nobody. That's a fact. Okay. Having said that, this whole idea of being self-made, one has to really understand what self-made is. No person, man or woman, can be successful without the support of many people. Okay. So it's a question of changing the lensing. And I'll talk about this and I'll give you an example from my own life. Like when I wanted to be an actor, I told my family about it, and my dad was not so on with the idea. Saying, "कैसे करोगे? हम तो इसको जानते नहीं हैं बॉम्बे में, और हम दिल्ली में रहते हैं, And it took me a few months for that whole negotiation process to take place. And at some point, things got quite heated up. And I said, you know what? And he said, no, no, do an MBA, study abroad, join the family business, get married. What is this rubbish? Acting with profession thodi hota hai. It's like, you know, whatever. My daughter will not be some struggler. And like, you don't know how this city is. And, all the usual parental concerns, rightly so. So I told my dad, like I said, Dad, okay, fine, I won't. And I won't do it. And I'll go study or whatever, I'll do something in my life. But in case like I don't do it, maybe when I'm 40 or 50 or whenever I get an opportunity, maybe I'll do like sister roles or grandmother roles or something like that because I really enjoy acting and I really want to do this. But I'll always have that regret in my life that when my father could support me, he chose not to support me. And can I tell you from my own life, that one conversation changed everything. My father said, you know what? You will go tomorrow, you pack your bags, you go there, I'm giving you 1 year, you figure it out. If it happens, great. Doesn't happen, come back and do something with your life because I'm only doing this because I want to protect you. And he did give me the permission to do that, because he's my father. And I wanted, and it's not about permission, I wanted his love and support. So permission is a very, you understand what, it's not about permission. Which is why I think with Tarla ji also, it's about having that love and support because even if you become successful, ultimately you want to come back to your kids celebrating, your husband championing you, your family championing you because we know now to have a career is important but we also want our families to cheer us on because wo bhi success khali hoti hai. And in the film also, when you watch the film, there is a moment like that because we were having this whole discussion, I don't know if you told you about like saying, because I'm a feminist and I'm like, अरे ऐसे कैसे permission नहीं दी तो क्या होता नहीं whatever. But वो इतने beautifully पीयूष वो moment को direct किया है and you know what I'm talking about. When just watch the film, you know what I'm talking about.
Thank you so much.
So Huma, you are the only Maharani who can bring Tarla to our lives. So congratulations. Renu ji, I am so awestruck with Tarla ji since my childhood. Even today morning when I had to wear clothes for this event, I found out a bandhani dupatta to feel like a Gujarati properly for her. Now, I want to know that you said about her skills, her family support and all of this. But she had something different inside her, which used to make her feel like, all of us used to feel like she is just ours. So she is just that Mausi who is teaching us how to cook so pyar se. So what was that secret salt in her life recipe? That is something which I want to know.
I think, she comes out, she was very unassuming. She was very humble. I mean, I've been asked lots of times, how is it you grew up with a famous mother? I didn't even know she was famous. Really. A mother who makes fab food. I was under the impression as young, everybody makes such fab food. Really. Very unassuming at any point of time. Like, if you were a fan, you'd go up and talk to her, she'd put your arm around you.
She wish I could.
She was able to communicate. And see, remember one thing, she was a happy person. You cook with love and affection. In fact, I write when I talk on food. I always say, put a tablespoon of love in your food. Look at the end result. Have that smile within you. So when it's so much happiness and joy in what you're doing, you will give happiness and joy to other people, won't you? And she had that endearing feeling, that giggle. Somebody says on social media, we love the giggle. We love her laugh, we love her jokes, we love her smiles. She was very endearing, that was her personality. Everybody loved her. We as children, of course, as a daughter, I loved her, she was my mother, my universe. But everyone, they just loved her when they met her. There was something in her.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Happiness वाली बात है ना. Actually, if you're happy, if you do anything, it'll turn out to be brilliant. दूसरी बात क्या है ना, इस दुनिया में दुखी होना बहुत easy है मुझे लगता है. खुश होना बहुत मुश्किल है, इसलिए तो हम भागते हैं सद्गुरु और सबके पीछे because we don't know how to be happy. But if you know how to be happy, you'll get everything right in your life. There was one question, yeah.
So you are absolutely mesmerizing and I envy to see. I'm just looking you for hours, like minutes together. My question would be, Tarla as a movie itself is not motivating for all the homemakers and all. Who is the one lady who you feel that is motivating in your life?
A bunch of women actually. My mom. I know it's a cliche answer, but it's true. Because I feel like, you know, how she was a rebellious one in her family. And I feel when I look at her, like the way she is, like if my mom enters the room, you know some of her personalities enter the room. You know, she's always been that person. She always spoke her mind. She always did what she wanted. She's a force to be reckoned with. Her and there's another lady called who I call Bua. Not a blood relative, but like she was a very, very important person in my life. We lost her to cancer a few years ago. Um, she is, if anybody can love you more than your even parents, I think it was that lady for me in my life when I was growing up. So yeah, and she was a South Indian Brahmin woman who fed me amazing South Indian food and just loved me. Yeah, to these two people. By the way, I love what you're wearing, huh? And I love the red lipstick. I love it. It's you know, like I tell people, you are all underestimate the power of red lipstick.
That is bold.
Very Monica-esque.
So Huma,
आप आगे हो ना, आप पीछे खड़े हो यार. पीछे नहीं रहना लाइफ में. आप लाइफ में आगे बढ़ना है. नहीं तो फिर कोई सवाल ऐसे ही हो जाएगा. इतनी क्यूट स्माइल है आपकी.
so Huma, the trailer is beautiful and best wishes for the movie. Now my question to you, before the question, Renuji, that you said now, women support women. I also believe in the same magic happens. So Huma, the question is that you were surrounded by all types of food in the movie. So how much you relished it, or you abstained from the fear of putting off?
सच बताओ.
Such, huh?
And no, with all due respect, I don't like veg food. Yeah. Now that promotion picture release हो गई है.
But believe me, veg food from our try is amazing.
Yeah.
So you should have used this opportunity to, you know, taste all the...
See, I'll tell you one thing. If anybody has any doubt what an amazing actor I am, please watch this film. Because I'm looking at chicken and go like, cheek, and be like, batata, kevli, bhindi. No, I think no. I was just cracking a joke because I wouldn't get the effect. I think anything like what she said, anything cooked with love I eat. Anything cooked with love. I was talking about my bua earlier. She used to make the most, and she was a vegetarian herself, pure veg woman, and I've grown up literally either eating my mom's food or she used to make like nice South Indian like mini dosas for me or mini idlis with like little gunpowder and everything. So I actually relish that a lot. During the film, I actually could not eat because हम जब film की shooting शुरू करी, so I had just finished a film called Double XL, which had put on some weight. So how we planned it is not to show age. We shot the older portions first, and I had to lose weight to shoot the younger portions later. Although it was about 20 minutes in the film, but I thought but you can see the big difference, and you actually feel there's 20 saal ka fark.
That's when we met you, right?
That's when you met
And
me.
that blue sari.
Yes,
You
that's
were putting and matching the food.
yes. That's the time we met. Yeah. So that was the first day she had come on set, and the scene the blue sari, your mum's sari, and that's the day I actually wore that sari. She actually gave us some of her mother's saris that I wore in the film.
We want the movie to do well. We want, like, her recipes were amazing. She's done so much for India, and as I say, her recipes will be made for generations to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. My father has started serving batata musallam in Salim's, by the way. Yeah.
Veg food?
Veg food. My dad has called me after the trailer saying, "ये क्या है batata musallam?" तो मैंने कहा, "पापा जो आपका खाना है ना, Tarla ma'am का खाना was opposite. So she would take a non-vegetarian dish, take out the meat from it, add like a substitute so a much wider audience could eat it. And he's like, you know what? We have so many vegetarians who come, and we want to serve them. And we actually introduced batata musallam in Salim's, and you can actually go there and order it and have it. And it's going to be there forever on the menu.
So Huma, that's great. I'm a pure vegetarian. I'm very happy to hear that.
Always, ma'am.
You wanted to ask a question?
पहले तो यार अच्छे से स्माइल लिखो यार सब लोग. क्या स्माइल है माशाल्लाह. ओह, what a beautiful smile you have. ऐसे ही आप लोगों का दिल घायल करते हो, हाँ?
It's a dream come true standing here. I left everything and I came here today because I saw Tarla, amazing movie.
Saw it?
I saw it. It's screened last night, so I
was like, wow.
12 midnight exactly.
It's amazing, and I have acted in the past, and I have done that thing for a Tarak Mehta show where I had got teeth, and people think that acting like wow, but no, it goes so much beyond that. I have no question for you. Kudos to you for doing double XL. I cried. I have tears in my eyes right now, and it. And then I realized after I saw that movie that I had tears because of happiness. I had tears because it was about somewhere, that acceptance that you give yourself. You don't give it to anybody else, but I feel that acceptance is the best gift you can give yourself and to someone else. So thank you for doing Double XL. That's one of my favorite movies, and I remember I had posted it. I had tears in my eyes. I cried for the first time ever. I went on social media and I spoke about it, and kudos to you. Congratulations. God bless you and keep shining.
Can I get your name, please?
My name is Nidhi Gunjal.
Nidhi, can I just say something?
Yes, please.
I made this film, Double XL, for the most selfish reason possible. I made it for myself. But I made it, and I know Sonakshi did the film for herself, because we were like, all the terrible things people think they can say to women and get away with in personal life.
I have lived that all my life. That's how I came up after 20 years of experience in my life. I came up with a brand called Niji, which means personal. And I make people personal with themselves. Because it's very important to be personal with yourself, accept yourself, love yourself, and it's beyond your size, your personal color, it's beyond anything and everything. Because once you get yourself, everything around is beautiful. You are beautiful.
You are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for saying this. Give me a hug. Come here.
That's what I said in the beginning. I want to introduce her, of course, for her movies, but for breaking stereotypes and how. So we have some books that Renuji wanted to give. She has written these books.
Dearest Huma mom. Huma, not man, mom. Your performance in Tarla was fabulous. Mom would have loved you very much. Wishing you loads of success, happiness and love. I just want to say this, that the first time I met her, I was wearing her mom's sari. She'd come on set. The scene we were shooting was when her parents met for the first time. And she came up to me and said, "You're playing my mother." And I had this moment, I was like, "Yes ma'am, hi." No, meeting you for the first time, I was nervous. Can I tell you this? I was nervous for the first time because I'm like, I'm playing somebody's mother. I'm playing somebody's family. Like, that's such a massive responsibility. And of course, a woman who has this amazing legacy. So thank you for accepting me as your mom. मेरा वैसे भी नाम हुमा है बचपन से. And I always call you my daughter.
So we had actually had a contest online for women, our community of moms, to share their recipes, and we have 5 winners. I would like the winners to come here on stage and have a picture with Renuji and Huma and an autograph. You have, right? Hira Mehta. Yeah. Cheers. Then we have Ami Joshi's favorite recipe, Hara Bhara Kebab. Vegetarian.
और पीछे आ जा भाई स्टील दादा पीछे आ जाओ बस हाँ मोबाइल
Then we have Zoya Poonawala, your recipe, Usul Beach.
लोनावाला लोनावाला
Yeah, कहाँ?
लोनावाला अरे यार मोबाइल आ एक्सक्यूज मी मैम मोबाइल नीचे ले लीजिए
Next we have the fourth winner, Dr. Alka Valvekar's favorite recipe, broccoli stuffed ragi roti. Wow. And we have the last winner, Bhavna Padmesh. She's not here, but we would want you to sign this. We'll send it to her.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Renuji, thank you, Huma, for being with us today. Thank you everyone for joining in. We have our photo off with with everybody coming here. And we have the hampers also.
एक second. Guys, can I request you for one tiny favor? Okay, so you guys haven't seen the film, but for those who have, we do this thing where we go like, roti goal क्यों होती है? That's the biggest question of all times. Roti goal ही क्यों होती है? So I want to record a selfie video, and I want all of you with all your women power, like yell out and be like, roti goal क्यों होती है? Yeah, are we up for it? Okay. That's Mona ji. Mona ji say hi.
मैं तो कुछ नहीं जानता हूँ मैं सिर्फ खाना
Okay, are we ready? Renu ji, come. Okay, I'm gonna go from this way and then that way. So. I will pan to everyone, so you'll all come in. So I'll start from here and then there. So everyone will come. You just have to raise your hand and yell. क्या बोल रहे? Come on, guys, you can do better than this, man. Come on. Ready? Yes. Moment of truth. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Roti goal क्यों होती है? Not bad.
I would like to specially thank Bombay Canteen for organizing this for us today. Thank you so much for the hospitality and always being that, our favorite hospitality partner. So here are hampers from them and my lab.
अरे क्या जिद दे रही है मेरे को बोलता तू फिनिश मारेगा तुम लोग को पकड़ के